Hello guys, and welcome to another ProfileTree video. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at optimizing website images for performance and SEO. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. Now let's first talk about why optimizing images for website performance and SEO is important. So number one is faster loading times. So optimized images load more quickly, and that'll lead to faster page load times. Slow websites will frustrate visitors, and that can result in higher bounce rates, and that's something that you don't want. And studies do show that users expect web pages to load in just a few seconds, or if not a second, and that'll make speed a critical factor for retaining visitors. So we'll go ahead and use ProfileTree as an example. Firstly, we'll go ahead and go on to Google. And from here, what I want to do is search up ProfileTree. So it all depends as well on your internet connection. So don't expect fast load times if your computer device or your internet or broadband is slow. So anyway, if I click on this, this should load in an instant. You can see straight away fast loading time for the actual site itself. Even the video loaded up very fast along with all the images. And I'll go ahead and reset that actually. So so we can just double check. Go ahead and click on it. You can see that the HTML and CSS come first along with the video. So I would say that what comes first is all your typography and your other areas as well. Of course, the first thing that needs to load up is the logo too. And of course, we have the video that's popped up along with all the different images. Now, a way to actually check whether your performance is good is to check the inspect tool. So it's a right click and select inspect, and you'll be able to take a look at the performance insights. And from here, we can get actionable insights on performance websites. So record or import a trace into the performance insights panel, get an overview of your page's runtime performance, identify improvements to your performance via a list of actionable insights. So a way to do this is just go ahead and measure the page load. So there's a buffer that's being used, so it's checking it out. So this should complete up to about 100%. And there you go, it'll retrieve the data and then process the trace. And that is pretty much an insight on how the layout takes for loading. So again, when you're optimizing website images, that's very crucial for page speed load times. Of course, with image compression. So if you use image compression tools to reduce file sizes of your images without significantly compromising the quality, you'll be able to have the page load time that ProfileTree does. And you can use a couple of popular tools in order to accomplish that, which is like Tiny PNG, Image Optimize, or Image Optim, or compressor.io. So there are a bunch of different ones out there to choose in order to compress your image. And make sure you pick the right image format as well. So use JPEG for photographs and images with gradients, and then for other images like use PNG, and that'll be with the ones with transparency or maybe simple graphics. And I'll show you guys later on, but make sure you also name your files as well. That'll be good for SEO. So that's how to optimize imaging for SEO. But anyway, getting back into our faster loading times, that's the sort of things that you would have to expect. You could see the navigation event, so long task, we could see there, that's more or less the page load time. So we could see the first contentful paint even gives you a description on what that means. So measures the time from when the page starts loading to any part of the page's content is rendered on the screen. Then you have the largest contentful paint, which is at 0.79 seconds. You can see that it is quite literally under a second, and that is what you would expect as a visitor in order to gain some satisfaction in going into the website. You want fast page load times. Anything that's too slow, of course, can be very, very frustrating. So anyway, taking a look more into this, we also have the DOM content load. So marks the point when the page's initial HTML document has been completely loaded and parsed without waiting for style sheets, images, and subframes to finish loading. And then you've got your TTI, which is time to interactive. So that's at 3.06 seconds. That'll measure the time from when the page starts loading to when its main sub-resources have loaded, and it is capable of reliably responding to user input quickly. So that's pretty good. You can see that everything more or less does load. So that's all the navigation event there. You can see more or less an insight to it. You can see a bit of details on it. What you can do as well is record it. So if you need to record the time it takes for the page speed load, that'll be your identifier, and you can try to improve the performance through it that way. But yes, that I would say is a way in order to do it for faster loading times is, of course, to do image compression, and then think about your image dimensions as well. So resize images to their display dimensions on your website. Make sure that you avoid using larger images and relying on HTML and CSS to scale them down. Now, another thing that can be effective or degrading towards your site is if you use too much code like HTML and CSS and you're overloading it with a piece of code that could have took maybe 3 lines and you've done it in 12 lines, then that's an impact that can scale it down. And that's something that you don't want. You want to make sure that your image dimensions and image compression is good and that you're using the right format as well. And as well as that, think about the responsiveness of your images. So let's take a look at some of the images that are on this site at the minute. So if we go and select the services, we'll go to web design agency here. If we take a look at what this image is, so we'll open it up in a new browser, we can actually see it is, so I'll go ahead and put it up on screen now. So it's listed as web-design-agency1-min-1.png. So it's the correct format for the actual site, and that should hopefully give it a faster loading time as well. And other terms as well is there is lazy loading that you can implement onto optimizing the best website or optimizing website images for performance. So if you do implement lazy loading, that'll ensure the images are loaded only when they come into the user's viewport. So that reduces initial load time, especially for long scrolling pages. So again, if we have a look, and so we've selected ProfileTree, okay, and we click on it straight away, you can see that the first thing that's loaded up actually is the video, because that's the first thing that we'll see. And then what comes next would be the images and all the icons, all the blog posts. Of course, they would have to do a follow-up as soon as I've loaded into the page. Now, I'll go ahead and show an example of one that is slightly slower in terms of loading, but it can also occur for the fact that my actual computer or my broadband speed is slower, or my connectivity towards a close server is too far. So here's a demonstration for Nike. So if I click on it, the load time takes a little minute. You can see it's taking a little while. Compare that to ProfileTree, it's still loading, and we're still loading. So it should pop up for a video instead. So there you go. There's the video that's now popped up. If we go ahead and view the inspect tool for this one and check the performance insight and measure the page load, you can see there's a couple of issues actually on top of this site. So it does need work done a lot. However, it is at the end of the day a e-commerce site. So it has a lot more compared to what our ProfileTree site is all about. But we'll check and see the buffer used, and we'll have a look at the performance insights. You could see that majority, like with all the issues on the console. So if you've got a load of issues, as you can see on the console, that can be a part to why the site's a little slower than usual. So again, you need to think about your performance through images and video. It's not just images, but video as well. So you've seen how long that took to load. But we'll wait for the data to retrieve, and I'll get back with you when that's done. So it's finally loaded up. So we've now got an idea on what the first contentful paint is all about. So 2.4 seconds, so a little longer than usual, and 2.68 seconds. So marks the point in the page load timeline for the page's main content to load. Here we have the DOM content loaded, which is at 9.19 seconds. So again, very, very slow in terms of ProfileTree, well, in comparison. But again, you need to take into factors with the server close by, the framework, all this, and then your broadband, and of course the performance of your computer. So 9.19 seconds marks the point when the page's initial HTML document has been completely loaded and parsed without waiting for style sheets. So it does take a long time, and then with the TTI, time to interactive, which is 28 seconds, measures the time from when the page starts loading to when its main sub-resources have loaded, and is fully capable of reliably responding to user input quickly. So CTA should work perfectly fine at that rate, and then of course if you wanted to interact with any other parts of the site, it should be fine after that. So that's just a little comparison as to why image compression is very, very important on a website. Now, there is also another thing called image sprites. Now, for websites with multiple icons or like small icons or graphics, maybe you should consider using image sprites. Now, image sprites combine multiple images into a single image file, and that again will help reduce the number of server requests. And one thing that you can do, which sort of leaves us to think on the performance and SEO, which is SEO friendly alt text. So just provide descriptive and meaningful alt text for each image. Now, alt text improves accessibility for visually impaired users and also helps search engines understand the content of the image. So if we have a look at an example on our ProfileTree website, so we'll go ahead and select one for digital marketing training. So here's one of an open book. You could see, I can actually see it on my screen. So I'll see if you guys can see this. So if I hover over this, you can see Digital Marketing Training 1. And if I go ahead and open image in a new tab, and I just have a look here, it'll actually show me that it is called Digital Marketing Training 001. I'm going to see if I could show you that, guys, now. So I've just lowered the actual screen size here. And if you look at the URL, so we've got profiletree.com/wp-content/uploads/2019-10 digital marketing training 001 JPEG. So that's the format, and that's the actual name of the image. And that would be a good thing as well. It's just to always name it. Now, if you try to search this on the net, it will be discoverable. And just like so, I've typed in the URL and you can see that this has come up as a video. You can see when it's been uploaded as well. So that's just a great little piece to have there, which is to have SEO friendly alt text. And again, changing the name and content of the image will help it with SEO and ranking for your site. Another thing that you may want to consider in terms of optimizing website images for performance and SEO is to use image sitemaps. So include image sitemaps or include images in your XML sitemap, and this will help search engines index your images and improves their chances of appearing in an image search result. Then also think about the CDN usage. So utilize a content delivery network to distribute your images across multiple servers globally. CDNs improve loading times by serving images from a server closet to the user's location. So that's how CDN works. And we've also talked more into the image format as well. So for this one, it's image format selection. So make sure you're just choosing the best and appropriate image format based on the content. JPEG is suitable for photographs, and PNG works well for graphics with transparency. So that's two of the things that are key that you should keep in mind. So just if it's any images, like any real-time images or any ones like the one that we see right now in front of us, that is what you would call a JPEG. And we'll look at a couple of different examples here. This one, I would list this for a PNG. So I'll try to get this closer out on screen. So that there would be a PNG, because you can see that it has a matching background with the site. So that is essentially a transparent background. From what we can see here, it's actually got a white background or a grayish white background. And then this would be another PNG. So if you open that image as well, we'll take a look at it. So again, it's a digital marketing training. See if I can get it up there. Yep, so that's digital marketing training, PNG. So that's just a little clear idea on how that works. Now another thing to actually note is the reduced bandwidth usage. If you have optimized images, they will consume less bandwidth, and that'll be both beneficial for the user and the website owner. Now, users with limited data plans or slower internet connections can easily access your website without excessive data consumption. Additionally, reduced bandwidth usage can lower hosting costs. So that's something that you may want to consider as a website owner, is just to optimize those images as you can reduce the bandwidth usage. Now, what you want to have in terms of your site as well in performance is lower bounce rates. Now, when visitors encounter slow loading websites, what will happen is they're more likely to leave the page without taking any action. So from what we've seen earlier on, if that page have not loaded up, or that Nike website, or the different images and the different videos, then I would have already left. But considering the fact that that company has a reputation, of course people will stick around. So it all depends on the rep that the company has as well. So that would be considered acceptable. But for anyone with a smaller business, if a visitor clicks on your website and it takes forever, then you'll more likely receive a higher bounce rate. Again, by optimizing those images and even the typography that you have on your site, you can reduce the chances of high bounce rates. You'll also be able to keep the users engaged, and it'll likely increase the conversions. So that's something that you want to take into account as well. And with a lower bounce rate type website, as well as an optimized website, so from all the different key aspects that we've taken account for, you'll gain that competitive advantage. So websites that prioritize performance and provide a smooth user experience will likely gain a competitive edge. Users are more likely to choose websites that load quickly and provide a seamless experience, leading to improved brand perception and loyalty. Now, if ProfileTree more or less has, let's just say, if we open this up, and I'm looking for some Chrome extensions or suggestions, So if ProfileTree has the blogs that I want to look at and are more or less the same compared to the other website who has a higher bounce rate and has a higher loading time, then I'm more likely to visit ProfileTree because it's nice, quick, simple. All I'm wanting to do is take information out of the actual website itself and then leave. That's what every user would like to do. And from then on, if they can rely on that website, they're more likely to be engaged and provide loyalty for your brand. Now, let's talk about a little bit more in detail with optimizing website images for SEO. So we've talked about the performance, but we've talked very little about the SEO. SEO is search engine optimization, and it is crucial for several important reasons. Number one would be enhance search engine visibility. So properly optimized images increase the likelihood of your website appearing in search engine result pages, and that's SERPs, both in standard web searches and in image searches. This can lead in increased organic traffic and improved online visibility. So we'll test this out. What we'll do is we'll search up Google here, and then we'll type in ProfileTree. Let's have a look at what images pop up on the Google images. So majority of it would be our actual ProfileTree logo, as you can see, and from all the other parts, it's more or less on our other social media platforms. So one for Twitter, one for Facebook, LinkedIn, and we even have one, of course, for our ProfileTree. So that's the one that's the very, very start. And the rest are all the other ones. So these are even our old logos as well. And some of these would be YouTube video related. And some of these are images. So that would be classed as the image there. So if we go ahead and try to open this up, see where it leads us. So it's led us to the actual website itself just. And let's have a look. So here's one here. Let's see what would happen if we clicked on that. So same thing. All our different images is optimized for SEO, as you can tell, and it's linking back to our website. Now, another thing that you want to maybe think about is the rich results and featured snippets. So properly marked up images can appear as rich results or featured snippets in search engine results. And those examples would be like recipe images, product images, and informational graphics can be featured prominently, and that'll attract users' attention and boosting click-through rates. So from what we've picked out there, so we'll use another website as our example. Take a look at our internal brand, so Amazing Food and Drink. Okay, so we'll search it up on ProfileTree. So or Google, sorry, Amazing Food and Drink. So majority again is from Amazing Food and Drink itself and YouTube or Facebook. So we've got a list of other ones there anyway, and some YouTube related. So let's have a look here. So if we click on this, and that'll lead us to the home page, as you can see. So we'll go ahead and do that now. So that's brought us to the home page itself. Now let's see if we can click on another image. And so you can see if you're looking through it and that's attracted your eye, then you're more likely to go into the website itself. Or even if you have any other social media as well with images, then that'll be good for optimization. But that's pretty much it. You can see that optimized images provide search engines with context about your content. So when your images align with the specific topic, so this one was amazing food and drink, or amazing cars and drive, or any of the other websites that you search for, that'll include relevant keywords. And then if you've got your actual images listed and have flagged those keywords in it, then their alt text and captions will be seen in search engines better, and it'll understand the relevance of your content. So that's what's good about having alt text, like we've previously said. Another thing as well with SEO is international SEO. So optimized images can also contribute to international SEO efforts. So if your website targets audiences in different languages or regions, properly tagged images can enhance the relevance and accessibility of your content to the diverse audience. So if you're only based on Europe or a little bit in the States, or majority in States and a little bit in Europe, you can probably branch out to around Asia as well. So just as long as that you're using the right keywords, providing the correct imaging as well. At the end of the day, what you're trying to do is boost SEO and ranking of your site, and that's why optimizing images for performance is good as well as SEO. But guys, that pretty much reaches the end of the video. In summary, optimizing website images for SEO not only improves the chances of your images being discovered in search engines, but would also contribute to better user experience, increase organic traffic, and improve online visibility. Now, it's an essential component of comprehensive SEO and performance strategy that should not be overlooked. Now, again, in terms of performance as well, you're creating that positive user experience, you're improving search engine rankings, and you're also achieving business goals. So that would be the best practices, and I would say the best tips from a digital marketing agency. But guys, hopefully you did enjoy the video. Hopefully you got an insight as well as to how important it is to optimize these website images for performance in SEO. If you did find it useful, let us know in the comment section below. We'd like to know what you think. If you're maybe wanting to inquire about a website build or website development, or any other services that you think you may need, why not contact us at www.profiletree.com. Head over to the Contact Us, fill up a form, tell us about your project, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. But guys, as I said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.